good afternoon, all. We are all back from lunch now. So we have this session from Clara, who's the relationship manager at Dot Digital, based out of Singapore. She's been working here with Dot Digital for the last 2 years. Clara has also been an entrepreneur at a very young age of 19. She comes with good industry experience, and today she will be sharing with us some insights on the topic omni-channel marketing strategies to help you win big with your Magento store. So from here, Clara, I shall let you take over.
Thank you so much, Yesh. I hope all of you had a very great lunch. I am just going to share my screen here now. Hopefully you guys can all see it. Okay, great. So today, what I will do is that I'll be presenting on omni-channel marketing strategies to help you win big with your Magento store. I'm sure that every of you here today, you guys are actually with the Magento platform. And what I would like to share with you today is a little bit more about Dot Digital. So Dot Digital, we are actually a global company across 13 offices. We have APAC offices stretching across Melbourne, Sydney, and even Singapore. And I myself am based in Singapore. We have actually more than 350 plus employees globally, worldwide, and definitely we work and partner with a worldwide network of technology and solution partners. We have been in this business for 21 years already and listed on the UK stock market since 2006. So definitely despite this current situation, we have been very stable and we have served across various multiple sectors across B2B, B2C, and also SME clients. So since we are today all on the, meet Magento Singapore, and definitely the important thing is really understanding about why am I speaking today and how do I help all our customers? How do we help all our customers in terms of the omni strategies together with Dot Digital? So we have a very deep integration with the Magento platform that we help our customers to drive high customer engagement, making them loyal brand advocates of the brand itself. So we are the only and the first premier technology partner for marketing automation. We basically allow the merchants to access both platforms just via a single sign-on functionality. And the best thing about this is that this integration has been verified by all our Magento's in-house development teams. We even power the Magento chat. So feel free to kind of check out on us using the Magento chat functionality that is powered by us. Besides that, we have been actually the first marketing provider to kind of integrate with also Magento B2B commerce, not just for the B2C space. I just thought it'd be good for me to give you some examples of how we have actually helped many of our global customers who are also using both Magento and Dot Digital, driving very high revenue across their stores. I will be showing you a few of the merchant success case studies later to share with you how of them have actually used certain of our tool sets, and also in terms of our integration to actually sync their customers' data, segmenting them along the way, and helping them to actually drive a higher stream of revenue online. So this could actually range from different kind of strategies, including abandoned browse, abandoned cart, etc. So some of our Southeast Asia companies are probably Pop6 Studio, Camel Group. Just do feel free to check out on, Craig from Camel Group, who is actually talking in the next session after myself. Also, we have New Balance and basically also Converse. Apart from that, we even have a bigger and wider base of customer database. Not just that, we also help customers across global spenders, thus, and actually this also range across various sectors. So very quick introduction to us. I believe I've shared a little bit about Dot Digital and given a brief introduction. But what are we actually doing and how are we actually helping our customers today? Basically, what we want to actually help customers is to connect all your data together, connecting your e-commerce platform from Magento itself back and also combining your offline data together with actually performing your web behavior tracking. With all of this data, we will try to make sense of it. We will put in the AI at the back end to automate personalized segmenting and also understanding your customer's persona before communicating with them via the different channels. And this includes channels such as email, SMS, social retargeting like Facebook, Google AdWords, live chat, and even a mobile app push-up notifications. Now, I thought it was very important for me to actually kind of share today what are the certain statistics behind the rise of cross-channel customer engagement, especially today's businesses are really more on international businesses cutting across different regions from Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines. But email being as of the key channel to all marketers of all levels in various sectors. We saw a very high average of $48 per each $1 spent on email marketing, but that's just not it. Why does dotdigital kind of value an omni-channel marketing strategies? Because today we see that 73% of consumers shop more than just one channel. And it's not just email, and it's not just SMS, neither is it just Facebook retargeting. But across the various channels, we engage your customers on a very different level. This would be a good and interesting slide for me to share with you. This has been one of our latest kind of research and findings that we've kind of found out, especially with the current situation that we're all facing today. Right from the start of the year when we've kind of started a little bit not so fantastic, but definitely, you know, in terms of where people or where merchants are cutting their budgets when kind of the current pandemic impact has been felt. But marketers soon come to realize that no matter what happens, marketing automation via and reaching out to their customers via the different channels are very, very crucial. And with that, we actually kind of spiked in terms where marketers kind of bounce back and say, hey, you know what, we need to actually spend the money. We need to put budget in terms of these channels where people are starting to change their behavior in terms of consumer shopping. There is currently going to be a shift in that. So with that, we kind of spiked in June, and hence with more marketing automation program. That's not just all. Well, basically, we have abandoned cart functionality, which is so important at that period of time where actually people are shopping online consistently, cutting across all the different kind of vendors and marketplaces performing their online shopping behavior. But we realized that abandoned cart functionality was one of the top and most crucial kind of a program that many of the merchants have to run. Across the past 1 year, we have recovered more than 245 million revenue, and we have hit an average of 95,000 revenue recovered per merchant per month. And that is actually an extremely high amount of money that a lot of merchants are leaving on the table if you guys are actually not running on any abandoned cart program. Just in APAC alone, when globally we saw a 23.4% abandoned cart recovery rate, dotdigital has helped our merchants to reach to a 28.3% abandoned cart recovery rate per month. With that, this is something that we have kind of achieved for many of our merchants across the past 1 year. So what do we really do? I guess we always aim to kind of do and engage, help our merchants to engage with their customers across this journey to become brand advocates. So we do this via a variety of personalized channels that using the different relevant touch points. From the time that the customer signs up with you on a welcome program to understanding your each customer's persona and portfolio. It is very important for us to actually track them at every single journey and behavior that they're actually performing on. So we start this from the early days when we sign up with them, gathering data using our forms and pages, and then reaching out to them with the different data that were provided to us with the different persona and through different channels such as email, SMS, Facebook retargeting, Google Ads retargeting, Facebook Messenger, and also a live chat functionality, which I'll show later in the demo. So I thought since we have actually spoken a little bit, and in the previous slide, we talked a little bit about TM Louis and how we've actually helped them, I thought this would be a good time to kind of raise a case study that would kind of help TM Louis as a merchant to drive more people and drive a higher revenue. They faced a 45% increase in revenue with a 207% click-through rate. Why? The reason is that with every point of the relationship is actually very important, and that is where actually dotdigital will help our merchants to deliver in a much more comprehensive manner. But let's really get down to business. Basically, there are a lot of merchants that are currently not using the abandoned cart functionality, not using the abandoned cart program, and we realize that 30% of abandoned cart are recovered using our dotdigital Engagement Clouc platform. Across in the APAC region, we have a USD of 18 million recovered revenue at all time. With that, we have actually kind of garnered, in terms of 30%, it would be relating to a 450 kind of additional orders that every merchant can kind of have. And these are all money that is left on the table. Now, apart from that, we don't only just do marketing automation. In fact, we do a lot more than that. We do in terms of customer engagement, being an omni-channel, behavioral shopping, all the way to conversational messaging, which I'll showcase to you in my demo later to show you how is real-time interactions really important and personal. Touch is really also important. But besides that, we also help you in terms of the transactional communication. It is important that you kind of engage your customers every single time they probably make a purchase. What happens then? Post-purchase, would you like to ask them back about their feedback? Would you actually like to ask them in terms of how was their shopping experience with you? Because all of these kind of encompass the entire shopping experience that your customer has with your business and your brand itself. Um, but that's all just really about, having omni-channel using dotdigital. But the most important thing is how deep the integration that we have with Magento is so crucial that it helps our customers to sync all their customer order, their product information, and their catalog data into dotdigital directly for them to actually make sense of all of this marketing automation. I'll just point out a few functionalities here within the slides itself, but I'll showcase to you later in the demo itself how much more we can actually do with dotdigital and Magento integration. Chat. This chat has actually been one of our most popular chat functionality that we had since we have actually just launched, where we allow our merchants to connect with their customers in terms of growing. Customers today always like to have fast, quick responses. It tends to have a little of shift today where they want to have a live chat. They want to have an agent talking to them, providing them a one-on-one services on their when they're actually browsing on their site. Basically, it's so simple. There is no coding that is required. Basically, you can just launch the Magento or rather launch the chat through your Magento admin panel very easily. You are also even able to customize the theme, customize the out of office hours messages, customize the welcome and even end of chat messages just so that you can engage your customers on a recurring basis. But not just chat functionality on having a very one-to-one kind of personal touch level, we also want you to help, or we also want merchants to kind of capture more data about your customers. Why? Data is so important. If you've actually heard about or if you attended my previous my colleague session in the morning talking about data, it is so important that data for every single merchant, because it makes sense of the messaging you can send across to them. So today, with our pages and forms functionality directly within the Magento page builder, you will be able to create very beautiful on-brand kind of forms with multiple data fields. And when customers kind of answers these questions, the data just flows back directly in dotdigital. There is no need for you to kind of download the Excel file and try to actually make sense of the data before putting into your marketing automation platform. This process is then seamless while you actually use the integration we have with Magento. But what's going to be very exciting and what's going to be released in Q1 2021, I'm sorry to spoil the fun here, but I thought this was going to be very exciting for all of our customers today who are actually tapping on in terms of the SMS functionality as also a channel. In Q1 2021, we will be releasing a transactional SMS for Magento side of things that you're actually able to send live notifications, order confirmations, shipping updates directly into your customers' hands within a few minutes. So I guess importantly is that I've shared so much, and it's really why, and it's really important that merchants testify and we have positive testimonials that we have shown the results they've actually garnered for all our customers. So why customers really love us? I'm going to share too much. I'm going to share 3 of our case studies that we have. One of them is Remedy. I'm sure that many of you guys have actually heard of Remedy. They do actually have their drinks in stores in Singapore and in little farms. And basically what the Remedy kind of worked with dotdigital is that they have actually tapped on the integration that we have with Magento, where they're actually able to capture, and where we dotdigital is actually able to capture, funnel, and kind of segment their customers' data. So simply, and with that, they are actually able to launch the automated engagement programs. With that, they have seen an increase of 15% in terms of increase in revenue via email marketing automation. Apart from Remedy, we have another case study, Vet Shop Max. where they indicated that with Magento Connector, they were able to see a near real-time sync of all the customers, subscribers, data, transactions, and that's so important. Why? Because the last thing that you would want to have a customer going onto your site and probably not receiving any order confirmation email from you, not receiving any welcome program from you because you are not connected together with e-commerce or to get not connected with your marketing automation platform. So this kind of almost real-time kind of thinking is so important and so crucial that help and allow us to help our merchants to target the required customer segments at any point in time without the need of exporting and importing. With that, VetShopMax has actually seen an increase of 33% and an increase of a 10% database growth with us. I think last but not least, before I really kind of want to show you and share with you in terms of the platform side of things, is really one of the last case studies, Mr. Beer. This is an impressive case study that we have actually seen with our customers where they have actually used our RFM tool, the recency of purchase, frequency of purchase, and the monetary value of the customer that has spent in the store. With this RFM functionality, they were able to identify who were the active customers, who were the inactive customers, and who were the loyal customers. We were able to track in terms that they have seen an 800% increase in customers' order and a high spike in terms of a 75% increase in terms of their rewards program. So that's so much of an effort, and that's so much of a revenue that we've actually brought in for all our merchants today here. I guess without further ado, the important and crucial thing is really to let's look at how true the integration is, how deep the integration is, and why do we say that we are big within the core code of Magento itself, right? So this is actually, so feel free to actually come on to our, just give me a minute. I'm just going to shift my screen a little bit. Okay, so feel free to actually come onto our website at any point of time if you'd like to find out more information about us. So basically, right from the start, you are actually able to have certain of the case studies and resources that our marketeers have kind of, and kind of actually shared, and I kind of also built on it. Just give me a minute. I'm just going to quickly reshare my screen again, just so that you can see. Okay. Are you able to see my screen now? I guess you can. Okay, great. So this is actually the Magento's platform. If you can see the Magento admin platform. So from here, you will be able to see that this is Magento's admin panel. Now, where does dotdigital really actually sit at? If you flow onto marketing, under marketing section, you will be able to see here is dotdigital Engagement Clouc. Why do we say that we have a single sign-on functionality within the Magento admin platform? It's basically when you have a click onto it, you will be directly routed to dotdigital's platform itself. And when you do a sign-in, you will be able to see our admin panel from here, right? So this is how you will be able to access dotdigital using your email ID and your password. Apart from that, you also have the chat functionality. I would highly encourage all who have a Magento e-commerce store to actually tap on this chat functionality. We do have one complimentary seat agent for every customer who is actually using Magento. I just want to dive a little bit into how easy is it for us to do the data mapping in terms of our configuration with Magento itself. So when we go to stores configuration, you will be actually able to see dotdigital right direct here itself. And you will be able to see that on an account level, if you would like to actually have a free trial of dotdigital, feel free to actually click on our banner here to get a free trial. And this will actually allow you to actually create an account for a 14 days period. These are the chat settings that I've mentioned earlier on. You will be actually able to kind of configure the chat that you would actually like to have with your merchants itself. And all you actually need to do is to switch it on from here. But what is actually very, very important is data mapping. Data mapping is crucial. Many merchants today have told me that the biggest headache and the biggest concern they have is data mapping from their e-com store. But look at how seamless and look at how easy it is. On the left-hand side, these are all Magento data fields. And on the right, these are all the data fields that are created within dotdigital itself. You will be having a drop-down menu that you're able to cross-match very easily without too much of a hassle. Once all of these are mapped, dotdigital and Magento will sync up, and this would actually help you to have all your Magento data back into dotdigital. As I've mentioned earlier on, abandoned cart being so important, but most of the time, sometimes being neglected. That you can have so many hundreds of abandoned carts just over a weekend. How do you recover all of this revenue, especially for fast moving consumer goods? The average cart abandoned days would be something that is very crucial for us to hold on. So you will be able to quickly enable this. Once a customer abandons this cart, you will be actually able to activate it right from a 15 minutes all the way to 60 minutes. And you can select the campaign that you have actually created in dotdigital itself on what campaign has actually been sent out. What would you like to actually send to your customers using the abandoned cart series? So you have abandoned cart 1 across the different hours, 2, and also 3, the different days. Similarly, same for guest side of things. Apart from that, we also do have the automation side of things that you will be also able to configure right directly from all the way to wish list that the customers has kind of placed in to visitor actions kind of automation program. What happens when a customer signs up on your Magento store itself? What is the first engagement program, or what is the first email campaign that you would actually like to send to them? These are all created in dotdigital, and you will be able to select it directly from here itself. Similarly, in terms of the order status. Now, I believe I have shown really quite in depth in terms of the configuration that we have with Magento. With that, I just want to dive a little bit down into dotdigital's platform. Okay, are you able to see my dotdigital's platform? Just want to make sure that you can see. Okay, so this is our dotdigital's platform itself. As you can see, that is a very simple, very easy to use kind of a user interface. But what I really want to bring your attention down is to e-commerce. Our e-commerce section is one of the section that provides our customers the highest kind of uh, results and information. So basically, customers will be able to see directly in terms of how much revenue has been brought in terms of the retail dashboard, all the way to the average order value. In terms of the total customers, how much customers or how many database do you have in your store itself? How many people are single purchase and repeat customers? But that's just not all. We even further break down in terms of your customers itself. As I've mentioned in the slide earlier on, we use the RFM2, and Remedy has kind of tapped use on this functionality and driven really personalized kind of messaging to each different particular group of customers. Probably for your champion customers, you might not be looking at kind of giving a discount to them because they are really your loyal customers already. They love your product. But how about for those inactive customers that you have within your database itself? Could there be something more that you'll be doing? So this is where we kind of see that you are actually able to see based on dotdigital's RFM modeling, we bucket all your customers into these different buckets: inactive, high potential, need nurturing, champion, loyal customers. Today, if you like to kind of target customers under the inactive segment, you will be able to quickly create the segment from here. And apart from that, you can further drill down into it. I don't just only want to target the inactive customers. I want to target people who probably have opened any campaign I've sent before. And also, I probably say that I probably want to understand if they have visited my website in the last 30 days. So this is where we kind of perform web behavior tracking for all our customers here. And this allows our merchants to kind of track their customers' behavior, including browsing of their website. Okay, once that is done, I can click and apply, and this segment has already been created from here. There are many, many different ways for you to utilize our RFM tool, and this is just one of the way. Apart from the RFM2, I believe another thing that is very important and a tight integration that we have with Magento is product recommendations. You don't just continue selling your products to your customers based on what they kind of have purchased, but we want to actually help our merchants to kind of upsell and cross-sell to help their shoppers or to help the customers make a quick and a more informed decision on what they would actually like to see. So these are things in terms of all recommendations we have from bestseller items to trending to most viewed. And using AI, we are also able to predict the next products that your customers are more likely to purchase based on similar shopping behavior. So we pull all that data out from Magento itself to kind of put under bestsellers. And this is a category that you can create. We pull all the category, we pull in terms of all the catalog and recommendation name from here. And in terms, you are able to create it from here directly using a Magento store. Now, that's not just all. I think in terms of the e-commerce side of things, we have a lot of different functionalities, inclusive of automation programs. We have more than 32 kind of a pre-built kind of templates for you to utilize, all the way from birthday programs to re-engagement programs, and even all the way to abandoned cart functionality. I like to emphasize in terms of abandoned cart because that is how important a lot of merchants kind of view abandoned cart from here. So what we actually do is that we already pre-built these templates for you that you can actually utilize. All you actually need to do is kind of give us instructions of what you will actually like to have. With having a start condition, you will be able to share in terms of a daily manner you enroll your customers and what segment group of customers that you like to go after. Could it be people who have visited the site? Could it be people who have opened the email but not made any response? Or could it be people who are inactive and loyal, or even loyal but have not made any single purchase, or has actually abandoned their cart? So we tell the system we want to actually probably place an abandoned cart functionality here, so that, okay, if the customer has placed more than one cart in their more than one item in their cart, we want to send out a first abandoned cart email. But if they have not, they can actually exit the program there is because they have not abandoned any carts. With that, we can say that we want to wait for 1 day before we tell the system if we make a decision. If the customer has placed the order, fantastic, congratulations, you have gotten your revenue, you have made your business with your customer. But if they have not, we probably could send them a second abandoned cart email from here. So this platform is very dynamic in terms of the integration that we have with Magento, in terms of the integration, in terms of so many functionalities that we have in place, including the pages and forms. I've also mentioned early on in the presentation slide that we also have this pages and forms functionality that you can actually put within your Magento store itself to acquire more data about your customers. These are all templates you can actually utilize. Of course, by all means, feel free to create your own template if you would like to. But this is how many of our merchants can kind of acquire new customer database, build their list, and from there farm and get more new customers signing up with them. So with that, I hope that this is actually a good kind of a high level overview with about the integration that we have with dotdigital and Magento. Should you like a more in-depth kind of a demo, please feel free to reach out to us. I would actually like to showcase to you and share with you that you will be able to actually have a free audit report from dotdigital ourselves. Please feel free to actually let us know if you would like to have this audit report, and we will be able to actually provide to you this with a Meet Magento Singapore offer. So do scan in this code, and this would actually put you, your request in to request for this analysis, where we help you to kind of benchmark you and provide you kind of recommendations on what more you can actually do, be it all the way from the welcome program back all the way to your automation programs and even to your post-purchase kind of a programs. All right. Thank you so much for all your time, and I hope that you enjoyed this session. Please, I look forward to speak to any of you soon again. Thank you. Over to you, Yesh.
Yeah, yeah. So, Clara, could you stop sharing a screen, please?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic, Clara. Thank you very much. We have one question from the
Sure.
attendees, and I am mentioning it to you on your chat box. So it
Okay.
is omni-channel marketing the best strategy when it comes to short-term ad spends or short-term ad budgets?
Mhm. Good question, I would say. So I would say that in terms of short-term ad budgets, it's a lot of times we build very long-term relationships with our customers, not just having short-term. But I would say that having an omni-channel marketing strategy is really more in terms of a long-term kind of a relationship. Why? Because you don't just want to build a short-term relationship with your customers, but rather more on the long-term wise. But having said that, of course, if you look at another angle, how about data acquisition? When you start acquiring customers already through Facebook advertisements to Google advertisement, and we have actually acquired that data, you will be able to use dotdigital to kind of send out this marketing communication. Because why? You are able to study the customer's behavior on your website. You will be able to send to them a communication via the different social channels, and not just only just spending money on Google AdWords and Facebook AdWords, but rather reaching out to them also via email, SMS, Facebook Messenger, mobile push app, and even live chat functionality. I hope that answers your question to the attendee that has actually asked this question.
Hoping it is answered. Also, there's a chat box which you can moderate it later on. Josh has also contributed a little bit. You may add on to it later. So let me just see if there's anything else coming up.
Sure.
On maybe I'll just wait for a couple of more minutes if there's anything either of the attendees would like to ask.
Sure. So I think in terms of even despite after this session, right, feel free to actually ask us any questions. We do have a team here that actually kind of have a very wide range of expertise to help you across if you'd like to even have suggestions in terms of how to improve your marketing strategies and your e-commerce store, and even hear more merchant case studies. Just let us know and we'll be happy to provide to you. Just probably provide us your information in the chat board here.
Okay, so this is an anonymous user. We don't have his name, but let me just pose this question out to you.
Sure.
Oh, that was just I just for the moment. Okay, they're just asking me the contact details, which you can reply them later. No worries.
Sure. So
Okay.
yep, basically just feel free to reach
Maybe
out to
somebody
us.
actually did a demo of dot digital. That's why they have asked to get in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's all good then, Clara. Thank you so
Okay.
much for your time.
Thank you everyone
And
for your time.
now to the next session 10 minutes later.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.